about the fish and turtles that are in Lake Martin?
Yeah, so there's lots of wildlife that you can find in Lake Martin. So you have, of course, the fish, you have the various types of turtles, you have snakes, you have different types of stuff like clams and whatnot. Mussels just everywhere. Snakes, there's things all over. Now, as far as turtles go, you have different turtles like snapping turtles, you have box turtles that are often around the banks, you have the sliders, which, fun fact, the state reptile is actually the red-bellied slider. Now, as far as fish go, in Lake Martin there are hundreds of types of fish, ranging from bass to crappie, catfish. There's all sorts of them. And as you can see behind me here, there's actually a few different types of fish that we have on display. So here we have largemouth bass. Now, largemouth bass is actually the state fish of Alabama. Up to the top here, we have a striped bass. Now all of these are very large. I would say larger than actual scale is, but there are some instances where you can get a fish that large. But you have other ones here as well. And we also have some of the clams here and mussels, and it just kind of tells the different types that you have in freshwater. Now, inside this bed here, we actually have a few types of turtles as well. So this here is an alligator snapping turtle. Back behind it, over towards here, you have what you call a yellow slider, which are very common around here. And both of those turtles get up to a size roughly about like that, if not bigger. They have, I'd say, about 1.5 foot size shell. Now over here you have just a regular snapping turtle. Now, they do look pretty similar to the alligator snapping turtles, but a key difference, alligator snapping turtles are actually endangered at the moment. Now, the way you can tell, typically the alligator snapping turtle, they like to lay on the bottom, and instead of going and saying, trying to eat a fish or being a lot more aggressive, they'll have their mouth open, and on the inside you have their little red tongue that they wiggle around to give the appearance of a worm, and they just kind of wait for something to come and try to take it, snap closed, and they got their food. Now, there's several different types of fish. Now, with bass, you have, of course, largemouth, smallmouth, striped bass. You go to catfish, you got the blue cat, yellow cat, the channel cat. There's a variety of different types. Now, you also have things like crappie and bluegill. Now, Lake Martin, we do hold lots of fishing tournaments, and people come from all around to participate in them. Now, snakes, you don't really have a lot of aquatic snakes around here, though many snakes can swim on water. Fun fact for you. Most of them do not like to stay on the water. They typically just swim across just to get to the other bank. Now, a few of the snakes that you will notice are cottonmouths and just regular old water snakes. Now, cottonmouths you do have to watch out for because they are venomous.
So Lance, can you tell us a little bit more about the water snake and the cottonmouth and kind of how we can tell the difference if we ever see one?
Yeah, so, I got a few pictures here that you can look at. Now, the eastern cottonmouth, he is venomous, but you do also have water snakes that are non-venomous. Now, cottonmouths, a very key way to kind of figure out that it is venomous is one, you can look at the shape of its head, which is usually this kind of triangular shape. It kind of flares out at the sides a bit more, it comes to a point, as is the thing with most venomous snakes. Now, you look at you also have the eyes. So typically, a venomous snake's eyes, they're gonna be more of a slit shape, almost similar to like if you've ever seen a cat's eyes, how they kind of have that little slit. That's similar to a venomous snake, while the non-venomous snakes, they're typically have rounded eyes. Now, you can also look specifically with the cottonmouth, as you can see here. He opens up his mouth. When he feels threatened, he kind of exposes that just as kind of a warning to anything that he feels threatened by. And you look in there, and you have this very, very white look, which is where he gets the term cottonmouth from. So they are typically aggressive. in comparison to regular water snakes. They're usually pretty good about tolerating human presence, and they kind of stay to themselves. They don't really want any troubles. And that's kind of it. Do you have any other questions?
No, I think that's it.
Good. Well, maybe y'all can keep an eye out if you ever do come across a snake, and you'll be able to identify it a little better. Thank you.